Hi, in this video we will explain what is true bearing, which we will just call bearing. And here's the definition. Bearing is a concept that is used in navigation to describe direction of movement. The bearing is the angle between the north line and the direction of movement measured clockwise. In ancient times, it was easier to find the north by stars or by compass, and so it was easy to describe the direction of movement relative to the north. The bearing will always be denoted by 3 figures, even if we only have 2 figures or 1. Let's see some examples. Say we are at point A and we are heading to point B. This is our direction of movement. What is the bearing of this direction? This is the north, always up in the page, and the angle from the north measured clockwise is this one. This is around 70 degrees, so we are moving on bearing of 070. Another example, if we go from this point C into this point B, the bearing is from the north. This angle is 235 more or less, and this is the bearing. The bearing from C to D is 235. Here's a drawing here that describes the main directions, north and south, east and west, and their combinations. Let's see another example. This is the map of the world, and say you are a captain of a ship and you want to sail from England to America, to Florida. So what is your bearing? You take the north, and this is the angle from the north. This is around 240. You sail at bearing 240. Say that in the middle of the ocean you change your mind, here for example, and you want to sail to Africa. So your order to the sailors as the captain of the ship, you will say, turn the ship into bearing of this angle, which is around 140. You will change your direction from 240 to 140. If you want to say from Argentina to South Africa, for example, you travel on bearing of around 060, and so on. Let's practice. These are questions from the book. I will solve some of them. Here we have to draw a diagram showing that the bearing of B from A. So 075 means if this is A and we are going to B, we start with the north, and 75 is around here. B must be on this direction. Let's say B, we start at A, this is the north, and we take an angle of 325, is around here. That means that if this is A, we go on bearing of 325 from A, and B is somewhere in this direction. Question number 2 goes opposite. Now we have a diagram and we have to find the bearing. Notice that we have to find the bearing of Q from P. It means that we are going from P to Q. So here we have from P to Q, this is just 1, 2, 6. On B, on part B, we have this angle of 65, but the bearing is the entire angle from the north. So it's actually 180 plus 65, bearing of 2, 4, 5. Here we have an angle of 28 degrees from the south to the direction of movement. The bearing is this angle, which equals to 180 minus 28. This is 152. And here we have the bearing is actually this angle from the north, which equals to 360 minus 52. This is 308. Before we continue to question 3, let us look at the connection between the bearing from point A to point A, which we call theta, and the bearing when going back from point B to point A. If this is point A and this is point B, when going from A to B, the bearing is this angle, we call it theta. Now when going back from B to A, the bearing is this angle. Notice that since the two lines that point to the north are parallel, if we extend this line, this is also theta, because these are parallel lines. And the bearing from B to A equals to theta plus 180 degrees. So the bearing from B to A equals theta plus 180. Now if theta is above 180, when we add 180 degrees, we will get a number that is about 360. The bearing from B to A will be a number that is about 360, so we will minus 360, and we will have theta plus 180 minus 360. This is actually theta minus 180. In question 3, we will use this rule. Let's write here 1 theta plus 180. Here we have 3 points, and we have part of the angles. We have to solve for the bearings. So the bearing of B from A is when we go from A to B. It is just given, angle to the north, 72 degrees, and we write it as 072. In part B, we need the bearing from B to A. We can just calculate 72 plus 180. This is 252. C and D are very similar. The bearing is actually given. Let's go to E. The bearing of C from A. We go from A to C. Find this bearing, we need this angle. Let's call it alpha. Bearing is actually 72 plus alpha. We can find alpha by finding this angle and using the 180 degrees in the triangle. So what is this angle? This is beta. Notice that here this angle is equal to 180 minus 72. This is 108. And so beta equals 360 minus 162 minus 108. This equals 90 degrees. It turns out that this is a right angle. We cannot rely on the diagram for that. We have to show calculation. So beta is 90 degrees. And then alpha, completing to 180 degrees in the triangle. This is 180 minus 90 plus 49. This is 41. And the entire bearing from A to C is 72 plus alpha 41. This is 113. When we come to solve F, A from C, we can use the rule from above. Bearing from C to A equals 113 plus 180. This is 293. Here's another question about the ship. Try to read it and solve, and then look at the solution. So for A, we need to find the bearing of C from B. What we need is this angle. This is the bearing of B to C. We can see that this bearing equals to 360 minus 79 degrees, which is given, and this angle theta. What is theta? Notice that these two lines are parallel, so theta plus 100 is 180. We can find theta by 180 minus 100. This is 80 degrees. And the bearing of when going from B to C is 360 minus, we give an angle 79 plus theta, which we found to be 80. This is 159 and the bearing is 201. Now for B, we need to find the distance. The distance between A and C, it's called D. AC. This side is the side in this triangle ABC. We know two sides of this triangle and we know the angle between them. So we can find the other side by using the cosine rule. The distance squared equals one side squared plus the other side squared minus 2 times the sides cosine the angle between them, which is 79. We can solve for D. It turns out to be 34.14 kilometers. These are the basics of bearing. You can find more examples next in this file and in practice files with IB questions. Thank you for watching.